All right, again, I think this is on me. I'm not 100% sure. The wife's out by the car. Right now, the eye wall is about 6 hours away from us. It's like 2 o'clock p.m. right now on Saturday. The storm just keeps moving slower and slower. So we're gonna go out in the car and we're gonna kind of look around real quick and see what it's done. I'm not being too irresponsible right now. The wind gusts are like 40 to 60, maybe a little bit higher, but we shouldn't be in any kind of danger or anything like that. Again, the hurricane recognizes not on top of me right now. I'm not that crazy, but there's still a lot of wind, and if you can see it behind me, well, actually here, and if you can see it behind me, a lot of tree limbs have already fallen down over. Actually, holy crap, there's tree limbs down everywhere. All right, let's get out to the car over here. Oh yeah, this is the smartest thing I've ever done. Okay, whoa, oh, Jesus, all right. All right, so the wife is driving right now. You may hear her every once in a while, but she's gonna remain off camera. I don't think that she's ready for YouTube yet.
No.
So go ahead and turn the windshield wipers on a little bit faster, probably, so we can get a good view here. So the water kind of creeping up over the little embankments here. Our neighbor, oh wow, okay, that road over there and this over here, the water is really starting to creep up. Let me just make sure that let me clean off the lens for you guys. This is very professional of me, I know. Just use my shirt right there to clean off the lens. So starting to creep up into the road over here on this side. It has creeped up into the road over here. Luckily, we're in the Dodge, baby, so it's gonna be just fine. In the Durango, yeah, the water has completely come across the road here. Not, you know, this isn't like the type of flooding that people see where they're like, you know, bicycling through like 3 feet of water. I remember someone once sent me a tweet where, I think it was over in England or something like that, someone was bicycling in a raincoat through like 3 feet of water. It's not like that. Yet. So the problem is that, and the weather people keep telling us this, is that after the storm's over and all the wind and stuff hits, which you can see the treetops up there, there's a little bit of sustained wind. Now a lot of it is the gusts. When the gusts hit, that's the problem. But the thing about it is, after the storm is over, supposedly there is going to be a lot of flash flooding and storm surges. So I'm really not looking forward to that. Well, actually, I'm not looking forward to any of this, but yeah, wow, you can see there's more tree limbs in the middle. Actually, there's just a lot of like foliage all over the road here right now. Like just pieces of tree and everything. You can see right here, hold on, stop right here. Right from this position, you can actually see the rain just sweeping across the road from how the freaking wind is blowing. All right, let's keep going here. Is that someone out in the middle of the road?
Oh my lord.
Oh no.
You got a raincoat on.
Yeah, I guess so. That's fine. There you go. There's your stranded deep footage right over here. Someone in a raincoat just hanging out. That's a true survivor, man. I don't know if I would be out for like a stroll right now. Like I said, I'm okay being out in the car, trying to get a little bit of footage of the storm. If we get, holy crap.
Oh, that's our road. Oh shit.
Oh, hold on. I gotta put the thing down for this. Yeah. So that right there is what the gusts will do. Just when you think, oh, well, maybe it's not that windy. It's pretty freaking windy, because that's a big friggin' tree limb right there. Okay, that's awesome. And by awesome, I mean terrible. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be out for a walk in this. Like, being out in the car is about as far as I'll go, because if I was one of those where I lived alone and I was a single young man that was like 20 years old and I was crazy enough, sure, probably grab the old pickup truck and we could go in that and drive around. But given the fact that I'm a little bit older and a family man now, we're gonna have to take the Durango. Oh, and for YouTube purposes, I'll go ahead and mention so they don't get all pissed off at me. Remember, kids, don't go driving out in the middle of a hurricane. That's not a good idea. Okay, there's your disclaimer, YouTube. Don't do this. Okay, if you want to watch me do it, then that's fine. But probably shouldn't do it. There's another piece of. I'm gonna video real quick over. What's that?
I'm gonna go down the side road.
Yeah, let's check out these side roads. I was gonna say I want to see what these side roads are looking like. A lot of these side roads over here,
Well, they're on the canals, and the canals may have gotten sucked dry as well, like everything else.
Yeah,
the water's gotten sucked out.
That's the weird thing too, is that we were looking at some of the videos over by the islands, by the Caribbean. I think it was the Caribbean, and the water literally got ripped from the ocean. It was crazy. People were walking out into the ocean.
It happened at our beaches too, at Sanibel and Fort Myers Beach. You can walk out past all the.
Oh, look at the sign. The sign over there kind of gives you a good feel of kind of how the. Well, actually, the trees over there are freaking moving too. I think we're probably getting protected by a lot of these houses from like the wind on the roadway. But every once in a while, man, you can see that the wind is really starting to pick up. And like I said, the storm itself right now is like 6 hours below us. What they would consider to be the eye wall, which is the part of the storm where, you know, you see the crazy stuff happening, where mailboxes are ripping up out of the ground, and people's trash cans are flying around, and cars are getting pushed and stuff like that. They're saying sustained winds 100 mile an hour, which is bad. And then they have gusts. Do the gusts change, or are they still like 155 or 60?
Yeah, I think that's about what it's still expected to be.
Okay. See, I'm really hoping that those gusts come down, because 155 miles an hour is just too much for anything. I mean, like 155 miles an hour will move and or destroy pretty much anything it wants to. So I'm not a big fan of that. Especially a lot of these houses out here are older houses. You know, a lot of them have like just siding or wood construction. It's been a long time. What is this over here? Hold on. Let's see this. Hold on. Let me zoom in. Go.
Get in front of it.
We'll go back so I can get it from the front windshield, because the windshield's a little bit clearer than the side window. This guy's got a sweet airboat over here, by the way, guys.
Can you see it?
Look at this, bright green too. All right, let me go ahead and zoom in here. What does this say? Irma coming soon to theater near you. Well, guys, it's at the humor. He would too, because I assume this is the dude with the airboat. Man, I gotta get me one of those. That's freaking awesome.
I see the water there. It went down a little bit, actually.
Let's take a look. Let's go ahead and bring this down. Oh, the rain's coming straight in. The rain's coming straight through the side. That's all right. I'll get a little bit wet for the cause. It doesn't look that bad. I think we're gonna see high tide later this evening. I think it is.
Yeah.
So at the worst time, by the way, I think. Well, actually, it depends. I don't know how long it's going to take for the surging to come, because if the surging comes and it comes at low tide, I don't know, maybe it will be better. I have no idea. This is the biggest hurricane I've ever been through. Well, to be fair, I think it's the biggest hurricane that anyone under 100 years old has been through. So, I mean, like, I've been through Charlie and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, the power went out and we were sad, but the weather people just continuously mention how devastating and large and horrific and catastrophic this hurricane is. And it clearly is, because especially when it in full strength went over the islands, you know, to the southeast of us, of Florida, holy God, it just destroyed everything. Whoa, hold on. That tree was torn out by the roots. Okay.
I think it's on the house too.
Yep, it is probably sitting on that house right now. Look at the root network of that tree, and it has been completely it just got ripped out of the ground. It's like a friggin', like Thor came down with his giant godlike hand and just pulled it out of the ground. That is insane. Okay, well, again, that's what your gusts will do. That's insane.
Oh, no one's in there.
Oh my God. Oh, it is completely on top of that house. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's mostly in the yard? I don't know, man. That looks pretty crazy though.
They have sandbags. I think they're the first house I've seen that has sandbags.
Now that is a good idea. These people over here had put, if I can zoom in on it, of course it's gonna see the water in front of the glass. Stop doing what there we go, phone. These people have put sandbags in front of their door. That's actually a good idea because when the water rises up from the roadway, the sandbags will help a little bit, because the problem is that the drainage can't keep up with the amount of rain. So even if you're just delaying your entire house flooding, you can actually save a lot of it. Because if you can buy just enough time for it to drain a little bit, it goes a long way. We actually have water bags. I know that seems like counterintuitive, but we actually have water bags in front of our door, which is how you can make your own kind of like stop up sandbags. And then we have mulch bags. Well, yeah, they're mulch bags out by the rear slider, which isn't the best, but our entire freaking county was just about out of sand. I know that's weird because like there's beaches everywhere, but I would feel weird like going down to a beach and shoveling their beach's sand into my sand bags. So I don't know if that's theft. It probably is. I don't think that you're supposed to be like ripping sand out of public beaches for your own use. Not that they would probably care in this instance. I mean, I assume they wouldn't. But I wasn't about to do it. What do we got over here?
My grandparents' house.
Oh, there we go. There's the rest of the family inside of their thing over there. It looks like, did they get some? That's their house?
Yeah, that's their house. They took the doors off of the hinges and put them in front of the windows.
I was about to say, the windows are boarded up. They use the doors. Oh, those people are using boards and tape now.
Yeah.
Good for them.
You gotta get creative.
Good for them. And that's true too, because
There's more people.
Oh, sweet. I mean, this is terrible, but look at these people hanging out outside. You guys are on YouTube. What's up, y'all? Look at it. So that's what I'm talking about. You know, positivity is one of the most powerful motivators. So that's awesome that they're staying that way. But oh wow, have we been through this road?
No.
I was about to say, because I think it's just a lot of leaves and stuff, but there's something laying across.
We're right next to the river, so a lot of these places are gonna flood. But with the other direction, there's people who are on a lake, and there's the river right next to them. They're surely gonna flood.
All right, yeah, this is just a bunch of leaves and stuff in the roadway. That's not too bad.
You can't see it, but the river is just to our right.
Yeah. Now, look. Oh, look at this area over here with their gate and stuff like that. Everything looks okay though. Gates are all fine. Cars are still looking good. So far, that one tree that was ripped out of the ground is the worst I've seen. Now, the other thing that it could be is they were saying tornado warnings.
Yeah.
Because weather like this kind of spurs up little tornadoes here and there. You don't obviously get a lot of tornadoes in Florida, but when we get storms like this, we do get them. Actually, a tornado hit the property across from us. Now, the property across from us was completely vacant, so it's just an empty lot, so it wasn't like anything bad happened. But it must have, what it must have done was like come through the roadway when we had our trash out, because it took both of our recycling bins and it obliterated them. There was just pieces of broken plastic in the trees. And the one tree had all of its bark ripped off. I've never seen anything like it before. A tree was completely naked. I mean, all of its limbs and leaves were ripped off as well. But to see the bark completely ripped off was really something else. I'm gonna have to make those two guys the thumbnail. They're coming this way. Oh yes, no fear. You want to talk to him real quick?
Sure.
All right. Hold on. Let's pull
Where's
this.
that come from?
You guys okay being on YouTube?
Yeah.
What do you think of the storm?
There's literally leaves flying everywhere.
Leaves.
Can you believe it?
We saw a tree with its roots completely ripped out laying on someone's house
That's
over
what
there.
we're looking for.
Are you
guys be safe.
You too.
You too.
Yeah.
I would say keep dry, but it's impossible.
Yeah. Hey, if you get one of these cool jackets, sponsored by Nike.
Gary over here. Yeah, that's sweet. All right.
Really
Stay
well.
dry.
Keep the positivity up, guys.
Oh, you too.
See you later.
Later, y'all. That's awesome.
That's amazing.
That's what you got out here. That's when you can tell the people that have been through a couple of storms. But all right, guys. I think we're gonna wrap it up for right now. Maybe I'll get some more video later tonight. Probably not out in the car. Like I said, if it gets too bad, I'm not gonna be able to do this. But it's not gonna stay like this. But if it stayed a little bit more, but still not hurricane like this, we may go out in the car. But seeing that tree down makes me understand that at any time.
There's a beach ball.
What the hell? Hold on. What is this? What is this?
There it goes.
Oh no! No, the beach ball! How could you do this, Irma? You sick storm. That's actually weird that the beach ball is staying in the water. It knows where it wants to live. It's like, I know where I belong. That's so weird. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up for now. If I get the opportunity to get some more footage for you guys, I'm gonna make sure to get it. I may have to stand in front of the door or something like that to get some of the hurricane level footage, because being out in the car probably isn't a good idea. Plus my insurance company will be like, so Gray, how did that truck really get damaged? And All be like, well, technically it was the hurricane. Well, what were you doing in the truck when it got damaged? Using it? But, all right, guys. I'll talk to you later. If you're in Florida, again, stay safe. And remember, kids, don't drive in the hurricane.